I'll play for a couple.
We're good.
They're watching.
Someone said hello. I typed
Yeah,
hi.
it's Roberto, the guy that owns the page and shit.
You know,
Fightbook.com, Fightbook MMA. They interview all the fighters for CES.
oh yeah.
all around
Oh
the world.
yeah.
So they stream my podcast on their website now.
Oh, sweet.
Last name Kurt and John.
Kurzonkowski.
Krzankowski.
4 syllables.
Krzankowski.
Kurzonkow as in
Alright.
ski.
Alright. Yeah.
What's going on?
Welcome to the room, people. Steve Domenico, Andy Kurtzankowski
Cheers,
in
everybody.
the house, baby.
What's going on?
I haven't seen Andy in a long, long time, since Monday night on
I know.
Table Titans. My
Yeah.
first time ever being at Table Titans. Great experience. Great show, man.
Oh, thanks,
a
man.
lot of viewers. You always have a lot of viewers, but there was a lot of fighters on from
Yeah.
the previous Saturday
The
night.
post-fight show is always one of the best shows. I mean, it's open invite. Anybody who wants to come through comes through. As you saw last night, we had just Marty Navis showed up, Dion Rubio, Ken Moy, Joe Giannetti, Chris O'Brien. We just a huge panel of people. Brian Gerson, you in the background. I mean, even if I'm forgetting somebody, I feel like I am. But it was just so many people always show up to it. And we just have a great time recapping the fights together. You know, a lot of times these guys are just out of fight camp, so they get to throw a couple beers back, and it's just always good time hanging out. So
excellent. It flowed great. You had a great opening. Like you just flowed through it, talking about everyone. You introduced
That's
8 guys without
what,
taking a breath.
That's what happens when I throw a couple scotches back, like I used to do every episode before.
Get a little loose.
Yeah, no, I don't do that anymore.
Yeah.
So it's like it doesn't flow as loose. But no, it's fine. It was good to throw a few back and get buzzed on Table Titans.
Excellent. A lot of people watch Walt Anderson. Shout out to Walt Anderson. Let me go over here first. I just want to see who's watching and who's asking questions. So big show tonight. 3 big callers in.
Yep.
One of your training partners.
Yeah, my teammate Kris Mouinho calling in after his huge win at CES53. Looked as crisp as striking as ever against Quinn there, and just 3 rounds, bloodbath. He was just lighting him up with the hands. He just fought a kid that was just too tough to quit, just wouldn't go down. He looked fantastic, climbs up to 7-2, and you know the kid's work ethic is through the roof. Kris Mouinho is just in the gym every day, just working constantly, and he's a student of the game, and it sucks getting beat up by him all the time.
I can imagine. I can imagine. He's relentless. He doesn't stop, and the kid is just in the pocket, and he just keeps throwing it at you until you can't take anymore. And usually it ends up in him dominating the whole fight, and you just getting, as I said, Kris Mouinho was making hamburgers out of his opponent's face on Friday night, and that's usually how it always goes. You know what I mean?
Just landing at will,
Another great fight. Another training partner, Richie Santiago.
Absolutely. So it's the same thing with Richie. His work ethic is also through the roof, and when he takes anyone's back, it's not a good time, as evident in his fights.
Yes,
he's 7-1, 6 rear naked chokes. He's just
very impressive this time because it was quick, and there was it was very very technical the way he went through everything to just secure that, and that's it.
I just see what I see every day in the gym. Richie just falling into somebody's guard and then slicing through it, eventually getting the mount, taking the back, and then sinking the choke, and he does it to everyone.
He was with you. Fought Friday night.
Yeah, and then
Saturday he's with you doing commentation.
He's done that 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
It's always, he did that the first time we commentated. He fought, and then he filled in commentating, and then called me, and then I went down. But he fought the night before. The first time, he's done it.
Is there a difference in him commentating from when he has a fight the night before, or if he doesn't, just the same? He's professional, back doing his thing.
Yeah, if he's fighting, I'll study the crap out of the fight card. If he's fighting the night before, but just because he's focused on what.
Sean Patrick's asking me to spill the beans.
Oh, I almost brought you a can of beans too.
Did you? I got
I'm sure people have done
I got
before.
peanuts and shit like that. So shout out to Sean Patrick. Sean, I didn't wear your shirt. You know why? I got it in my computer bag. I'll get it out. But it's kind of cold in here tonight because the guys in the back have the bays open and they're fixing cars back there. So I will whip it out and give you a shout out.
Phrasing.
A couple of potential sponsors that I met at CES and that are interested in putting their logos up and doing some co-promoting and stuff. So it's every little bit helps. Even if I get free product or something like that, it's worth it, man.
Good stuff. We gotta start doing that for Table Type.
Yeah, exactly. You get a lot of viewers, man.
Long behind on that. Yeah. I guess.
Throw a commercial in between.
I don't know if I want to do ads. I couldn't do ads.
5 seconds.
I couldn't do that. No, I don't think that's.
Take your shirt off.
No.
Hey, if I take my shirt off, Walt Anderson's gonna get a Woody. Because if you look at this, it's the CES New York shirt I got right here that Walt designed. Walt Anderson, he designed that baby. So, Walt's having getting a Woody right now. So big card we have to talk about. 3 big fighters calling in. Your training partner there.
Yeah.
Then we got Tony Gravely, who easily won the bantamweight CES World title.
He looked like Tony Gravely looks against Norby. He just goes in, implements a wrestling game. And Norby slapped that armbar on. lightning fast.
Yeah.
I thought Gravely was in worlds of hurt, and he just picks him up, slams him twice, and of course, I mean, the second time that was it. But Gravely, I called his fight against Manny Bermudez, which is, it feels like, I mean, it was within a year and a half ago.
Yeah, he's had so many fights.
It's like not
he's
even
had like
2 years.
five fights just in 2018.
Yeah. His fight against Manny was not even 2 years ago. I remember calling it, and he's 8-1 since then, and he's just been on a tear through the just bouncing around regional circuits, and he's phenomenal. He's a true beast. I was actually talking with Manny post Cage Titans this past weekend, and he was like, "Yeah, I remember." I mean, even though it was at CES. I was talking with Manny at CES in the crowd. And he was like, "Yeah, I remember Gravely, even though the fight was short." It's like, when he picked me up and I felt his hips move, I was like, "Oh, I'm dealing with a wrestler here. I'm dealing with a wrestler." And then Manny just latched on that Bermuda's triangle. But
I mean, he's got
Manny talks about the wrestling skills like that.
And that shows the skills of and how good Manny is also to beat a man like that so easily. So. I'm sure Gravely's grown since that fight, which, coming off losses, you always go, yeah. So, dude's, unless I'm wrong, he's 16-5. He's won 8 out of his last 9 fights.
Yep.
And I think we were talking to maybe his last loss was again. No, there was a loss in between.
There was a loss in between. He lost to Manny, then he won 4, lost 1, then won 4.
And he won another belt at King of the Cage. Yep. And on my birthday, a matter of fact, I'm gonna have to talk to him. My birthday in September, he won that belt. So
Gravely's a beast. Did have the pleasure of meeting him when he came up to fight for Cage Titans, and I've seen a couple of his fights since the Manny fight, and he just looks phenomenal.
Yeah, he's got
of course
some finishes in there and
puts a statement.
Yeah, excellent. So another fighter we have coming in. Phoning in is Johnny Mr. Nice Guy Lopez,
coming off his win off Josh Ricky.
So Ricky. 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 I think it's Ricky. So many jiu-jitsu, just a clinic in there. I don't know how many. I'll have to ask him how many submission attempts he had of all different types, but it was beautiful to see. We knew it was going to be a tough fight with Josh coming in undefeated. He's fought for CES before. He fought actually at Plymouth Memorial Hall for CES.
Yep, he fought Ramo Cardarelli.
Yes, exactly. So that was a beast. And Johnny, we got these 2 divisions. We got Gravely, Kris, the bantamweight. We got Johnny in the flyweight. Got Richie coming off a win in the flyweight. Who else we got a bunch of names out there. So there's a lot to talk to Johnny of what he's looking for. They got a reality card coming in January, and Johnny is the champion there. So he might want to stay busy and jump with reality.
Johnny's what, 10-4?
Johnny is what is Johnny? Got him on my next page.
10-3, something in that ballpark.
He's 10-4 now.
10-4.
10-4. 9 of his last 10. 9 wins.
I know he's on a tear. Yeah.
And his last loss was against Remo.
Yep.
So in Bellator.
Yep.
And I think he beat Billy Giovanella in Bellator also. So he's on a 2-fight winning streak. And he's a veteran. He just won a big fight against an undefeated kid.
Yeah, he looked fantastic.
So
he was in control. And Ricky is a guy who just, his game plan's always been to just smother you.
Yeah.
And he was able to.
And he's a big 125. I think that might be why Johnny had that extra gear on him, because I think Josh cuts a lot of weight to get to 125, and Johnny, I don't think he cuts that much there, and it's just, it looked like it because Josh is a pretty damn good wrestler, what I've seen in the past, and Johnny was just flowing around him like
he was just
Johnny
a step or 2 ahead of him.
Yeah, exactly.
And great performance from him.
We'll be calling Kris in like 3 minutes.
Yeah.
So we had Gotti on that card.
Yeah, dude. So I sat in the middle of the Gotti crowd while he walked out.
People serving.
I had these are all guys from New York. I didn't they were all rocking Gotti shirts, pictures of John Gotti. I think he sold 400
tickets. I think they sold 400 tickets.
Yeah, I sat right in the middle of all of those 400 people. And when he walked out, and I was like, I think I should just skip on out of here.
Yeah, I don't want to look in the wrong eyes.
Yeah. I'm just gonna.
I don't want to hear no whisperings, no secrets going on.
I watched most of the card there, and they were kind of. Because it's always been at CES. It's always kind of just been like open seat.
Yeah.
And
and you
at
know
BST,
everyone kind of. You know what I mean?
At BST, we always take that corner there. You know the corner.
Yeah,
we take.
exactly.
So we go there, and then we just take seats that are near that corner, and then all of a sudden, all these New Yorkers with big old rings.
Oh,
and,
Did you see they took the bleachers out and they had standing room, and I think they were serving like food and stuff in there. Like they had their own little thing going on. Kris Mouinho ready to come on. He's like ready when you are.
Yeah, come on.
A couple of minutes. Actually, let me get up 1 second. I just want to get talk to the people.
All right, yeah. So if you ever want to witness something crazy, definitely go see a John Gotti III fight and find his crowd. They were just the most lively bunch of people. They know how to cheer.
What? That's
Oh,
his
nice.
company.
Nice.
He said it's the softest shirt you'll ever wear. So, Sean Patrick, I'm back. Where are you? Right there. And he sponsors Justin Valentin.
Oh, nice.
Who had his first his pro debut and a first round finish. I'll get naked later, Sean, and I'll throw it on. All right. So that's that. Oh, look, it's right there.
Yep.
All right, on a little delay, which is awesome. So we got a few people watching, which is
absolutely.
awesome. So we're gonna get right down to it. Kris Mouinho, I'm gonna give him a call right now, and we're gonna talk to him about his great performance.
I wonder if he's at the gym.
And he probably is. Who's there? Is
I would imagine.
Richie back already, or?
Yeah.
So let me see. Who? There's his name. All right, let me get down. All right, let me get giving Kris Mouinho a call right now. Remember, Mike talked about the echo. I wonder if he hears the echo. You know, when they call, it might be because I don't know.
What's up, brother?
What's up, Kris? Man, how you doing?
I'm doing good, bro. How are you guys?
We're pretty good, man.
Doing awesome, man. What's going on, Kris?
What's up, Andy?
Nothing, bro. You still at the gym?
No, I'm at home. I'm spending time with my family and stuff. Just taking some time off.
Good.
How much is time off? What's an average time off for Kris?
It's usually not that much. It's usually like right back in, but I'm probably taking the rest of this week and then probably trickle back in next week.
Excellent, man.
You earned it.
So yeah, definitely, brother. Great fight as always, man. How you feeling about the performance, and how you feeling about just being in there and dominating your last opponent as always?
Didn't get to finish, so it's not exactly what I wanted, but it's all right, man. Things to fix, things to improve on, and we're just getting better for the next one.
Excellent, man. Go ahead.
You fought a kid that just wouldn't go down. I don't know what he was made of, but you were rocking him through the second and third round. You looked flawless. You were just pacing him down, cracking him left and right. It looked like you were landing at will. He just wouldn't quit. So it's like you didn't get the finish, but you looked awesome.
And Kris, you fought his teammate, Blackmare, a couple of cards before that, correct?
Yeah, that was actually my last fight before this one was his teammate last year. And that whole camp's full of savages, man.
Yeah, because that kid kept coming at you the same way. That was another great fight.
Yeah, man. That's what I'm looking to do, man. Just put on great fights. Put on fights that people in the stands and at home can be happy with. So I was winning. I thought I was winning most of that fight, but either way, man, I feel like I get better as the rounds go on. So the first round has always been a little slow, but as the second, third, fourth, fifth rounds come on, I'm gonna be better and better every round. So I'm just excited, man, to see what's next.
Awesome. You talk about savages out of that camp. Was there anything kind of like the same from this fighter that you could see, kind of their game plan? Because when I talk to you at weigh-ins, I'm like, oh, you're fighting the kid out of the same camp, and you go, oh, they must have seen something from the last fight. Was there any surprises in this fight from this kid?
Yeah, definitely. I assumed him to wrestle, that he was going to wrestle a lot more. He ended up playing good in the pocket, moving around a lot, moving his feet, doing boxing combinations a lot crisper than I thought he was going to do. I literally thought the fight was going to come out and he was just going to shoot right away. And the kid stayed in the pocket and made me miss and was hitting me with a lot of good punches. So it's just my own things, man. I need to move my head more. I gotta listen to my coaches, and I gotta get back into not just taking shots, standing there like a punching bag and just taking blows to the face, you know.
Well, you're thinking you're in one of those Muay Thai fights that you were kicking the shit out of people, and no.
Yeah, man. I just like getting hit. I think that's the problem. I like getting punched in the face. It wakes me up, I think.
I think you're tough to friggin' hit. I seem to struggle with it.
Dude, great card. One of your training partners, your best friend there, Richie, had a great fight, man. How's that feel to go in there, having your training partner, close friend, and you both come out, so many times together with victories, man? How's that feel as a team and, personally?
God, it feels amazing, man. It feels amazing to have somebody that you're that close with, and you're going through this journey together and climbing up the ladder together. I want everybody at my gym to make it with me. You know what I mean, man? I want to make it, but I want all of them to come up the line with me and take this sport as far as we can take it, and just keep improving, man. Everybody in my gym is full of savages, man, and everybody I train with at Triforce and at Lozon's are savages, man. I train with the best guys in the world, not just in New England, man. New England is not getting enough love, man. We're better than people give us credit for. New England is the new hub, man. The new hub of the United States, and we're killing it, bro. And we're just gonna keep pushing.
Definitely are, brother. Man, you had 3 fights in 2018. 3 MMA fights in 2018. 3 big wins, brother. How many Muay Thai fights did you have in 2018? 1 or 2?
One. I had 1, but the kid was a 40-fight veteran, and nobody wanted me to take that fight. Yeah, man. I didn't just have 3 fights in 2018. I had 3 fights in a matter of 5 months.
Yeah.
So this is not a joke. It's 3 hard fights in 5 months. I'm more active than most fighters. Most fighters don't take 3 fights in a year, let alone 3 in 5 months. So I'm looking at what's next, and the only fight that I'm entertaining right now is a title fight. And if I'm not getting that title fight, then we're gonna have to make other arrangements.
Speaking of you wanting that title fight, here we go. The beans. Here we are. Dude, so is that something that you're hoping to have in January? Are you looking to get back in there and kind of get online and talk to a CES about getting something like that together? Because later on we do have the new CES bantamweight coming on to call in. Maybe we can mention that Kris Mouinho. He's probably watching right now, but maybe we can try to get that the juices flowing about getting that fight going.
I hope so, man, because that's the only fight I'm entertaining. If that's not the fight on the table, then I don't know. And I want him before he heads over to the UFC or whatever happens, man. I don't know him personally. He seems like a nice enough kid, and he's a savage. So these are the fights I take, man. You look at my record. There's not one easy fight on it. Not one walk in the park. I take the hard fights. I take the fights that nobody wants to take, and I think my record speaks for itself, and this shows that I deserve a title shot. I deserve the next shot. I never put on a boring fight. You try to make it a boring fight, I'll find a way to make it a bloodbath, and that's the key here. I'm not going to tell you I'm going to win. I'm not going to tell you that I'm going to finish him in the first round. It's going to be blood. That's all that is. All I can promise is blood. Blood will happen, and it will be the most exciting fight that you've ever seen.
Excellent. Now, Kris, how do you think you match up with with Tony as far as all your tools in there, and what kind of fight you think you two would have in there?
I have the same fight every time, man. I'm gonna keep it on my feet, throw the punches, bring the pressure, try to put my fist through his face. He's gonna try to take me down. He's gonna try to put me on my back. I'm gonna get up. I'm gonna put more fists to his face, and I'm gonna set the fight up because my pressure is relentless, and I don't care who it is, who's in front of me. I don't care what you're gonna try to do. It doesn't really matter. He's had a lot of fights. I've had a lot of fights, and I just want to bring the pressure and put the pace, and my pace is relentless. So I'll finish the fight. I'll either finish the fight or I'll make you look stupid all the way through.
Awesome. Go ahead.
I love it. I love the call-up. I love it. I think you're ready for it.
Chris, I know you said you talked about you like to get hit and stuff like that because it kind of wakes you up, man. Not to get, find out your secret game plan, but what are you actually going to be working on? Because you could be fighting again in another couple of months. So what do you think you need to spend a little more time on to get ready for, a wrestler like that?
Just the same stuff I've been working, man. Work my wrestling, work my jiu-jitsu, work getting off my back, fix my head movement a little bit, move my head off the damn center line so I'm not just a punching bag. But it's the same shit I've been working on, the same stuff, and just keep fine-tuning all the little adjustments, man. I'm a complete fighter. I'm a well-rounded mixed martial artist. I know what I'm capable of. And I have something that you can't teach people. I have the heart to keep going, man. I've lost, I've done all that other stuff, and I've learned from every single loss. There's not a lot of guys that can say that, man. They take a loss, they say they learn from it, and it's the same dude. I'm a completely different dude than the last time you saw me fight. Next fight, I'll be a completely different dude than this last one. So I'm ready, man. I'm ready for whatever happens, man. And I just want my shot. I'm sick of getting passed over. I'm sick of not getting the credit I deserve, man. I've never complained about any of these hard fights while other people are taking easy fights. I'm taking the hardest fights. I'm not complaining about money. I'm not complaining about time. I've had 9 fights for the same organization and not even thought about going anywhere else. So I need my shot. I need my credit, and I need to get what's coming to me.
Well, I'm all for it. I'll back it. It sounds like a great matchup.
And I can back everything. Kris Mouinho puts in the greatest workload. He's always in the gym, always improving, always he's got such a mind for the game. He's got a mindset for mixed martial arts, and he's always improving everywhere. His cage work, his striking, his wrestling, it's tremendous to watch. I'm proud to be a part of the team that gets him to the next level, and it's just...
And 26 years old, correct?
Yeah.
So he's a young kid. Sorry we're talking about you, Chris, but...
No, it's all right.
Just backing it up.
I'm not that young.
Hey, Chris, before this fight, was there any chatter or anything about anything that could happen after this fight if you had an impressive win, or No. There hasn't been any talk yet. Nobody was saying anything like that, man. I'm just shooting my shot, man. I'm sending it everywhere and anywhere that I can hear it, man. Somebody's gonna hear it. Somebody's gonna hear me because I'm gonna lose my mind if they don't. You know what I mean? I want what's mine. I'll go to the next fight if somebody else is fighting for that. I'll jump in the cage while they're going, dude. I'm not kidding. I'm about to lose my mind. That's a man who wants his shot at the belt, man. So, hey, Chris, last couple of things. Anyone you want to thank? I'm sure you want to thank a bunch of people out there, and any sponsors or anything like that, and then parting shots, parting words before we let you go.
Yeah, man, I want to thank you for always helping out and letting us talk, and you know what I mean. My teams, everybody that trains with me, all my training partners, my family, my girlfriend, everybody who sponsored me over the years, man. I want to just thank everybody that makes this possible. And as for partner words, man, just See you hearing it, bro. Let me get that shot. That's pretty much it, man.
That sounds great to me, man. Well, Kris, I'll be waiting for some news. I mean, they got the card in not too long, man. We got some holidays.
Yeah, bro. Spill the beans.
Yeah, we'll spill the beans, man. You hear anything, you let me know. I'll leak something out. But definitely, brother, I'll be down. I'll be talking to you guys because we got Taylor and we have Julio, Jose. Right?
Jose, yeah.
Yeah, we got Jose.
Gonna kill it.
Fighting in about 10 days or so. There you go, right there.
I took the sweatshirt
So
off,
you'll be in the gym real quick, and you'll be getting them guys ready, getting some rounds with them. So I'm looking forward to what's next for you, Kris, and I hope the title shot is waved in front of you, bro.
You too, brother. Thank you for everything, man.
All right, man. You have a great night. Thanks.
See you soon, Kris.
You too.
Peace.
See you later, bro.
Awesome. All right, there you go. Kris wants his title shot. We knew that was gonna happen.
Absolutely.
I mean,
I think he went right up to Jimmy right after the fight and was like, "Dude, I want that fight." And yeah, he's hungry for it. And,
Jimmy, are you out there?
He works towards it so hard.
Well, actually, it's Pat Sullivan and the team, I guess, that puts it together, and it also depends on Tony himself.
Yeah.
January's a couple of months away. I don't know how many UFC cards there. Tony's pretty fresh because he was only in there 36 seconds.
Yeah.
So he could get scooped up. But Kris doesn't care. He wants the best fighter in front of him. If it's an open belt, if Tony goes somewhere, he still wants that shot, no matter if it's against Tony or whoever.
Vacant, yeah.
Because the way he's talking, it doesn't matter, if Conor McGregor went down to 135, he's taking that belt off somebody. So we'll talk to Tony in a little while and pick his brain, talk about his win, because it was an emotional win for him after he had a talk with Phoenix Carnivale on Access TV. I like to talk to him about his training camp and stuff because he talked about how he was really invested in this training camp to get this title. So very nice guy.
Yeah.
And to take the fight after Dennis.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
less than 24 hours notice.
Yeah, just fight anybody, anytime, anywhere, nor be worthy last-minute opponent. And it's just unfortunate for Dennis because I was so looking forward to that fight.
Oh, my God.
And Dennis is another kid.
He's like a prince of MMA in New England, Well, and the people
like
way up north don't know him as well, but they, in Providence, West, in Plymouth, all that area, Mass, crazy how popular he is. So
yeah. And you see it at CES time and time again. Every time he fights, he's got a huge crowd there. And he's just like he's a likable guy. Just awesome dude, awesome fighter, savage and a half.
Oh, and Walt Anderson just said, "Don't forget about Dennis Paiva. He's still in the mix." Well, we haven't yet to hear. He put a statement out after apologizing. He had some, issues with weight cut, which happens. It's happened to the champions. You know what I mean? It happens. We'll have to see what he's looking for next. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
January's right there around the corner. He just got out of a training camp, had a rough weight cut. Does he really want to get back in there for January? I don't know. We'll have to see what goes on. You know what I mean? Because you've been around fighters. You've been in training camps. You know how hard it is to go through a training camp and then not to be able to fight.
Yeah.
And then to have to dial that back up. Especially with the holidays and stuff coming too.
The holidays are tough. Definitely tough
on everyone.
to go through a second fight camp through the holidays, but you never know. He might want to bounce right back in.
You might be saying,
get a
Domenico,
fight.
shut your mouth. I'm coming back in January.
I have no idea how that feels.
So, as far as that weight class, the 135, I mean, Cage Titans got their own big mix going on.
It's stacked everywhere in New England.
Yeah.
135. Cage Titans is ridiculous at 135, and it just keeps getting better and better.
And the way Kris talks, if he doesn't get that shot soon, he's gonna go get it somewhere.
I'm not saying that.
You know what I mean?
Like I said, he's fought all his entire pro career at CES. I don't think he wants to leave CES. I know he likes fighting for CES. So I think he sticks to CES, but he wants that shot for CES.
Yeah.
7-2.
Yeah.
Coming off of what, 4 wins,
three wins in a row, a finish, a couple of unanimous. I don't think he hasn't lost a round.
No.
In 3 fights.
No, he's just been on a tear, and he's always looked sensational.
And
he's one of the more entertaining.
Exactly. When I was at sitting at the media table, Nate Andrews, the 155-pound champion for CS, was in front of us. He's spars with Kris all the time. He goes, we were just having fun watching him. You know what I mean? And Nate Andrews turns around and goes, Kris is so good, isn't he? Kris is so good. We were just like. And it's hard to, as far as me, I was keeping my mouth shut, but I had Eric Bedard on the side of me, and I'm hearing him going, "Body!" yelling, "Body!"
I think I was yelling body. I was yelling kick, and he was just lighting them up with the hands. Kris just goes into the zone, and like he says, like he said, maybe he starts a little slow, but when he gets going, he's on. Nothing phased him too. Yeah, like there was he got hit with a couple of shots. I mean, it's just superficial. Just
you know what I mean? It's just
he just walks right through it.
Like he's trying to hit that target and he's hitting it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No.
And there's no frustration in him either.
No.
You think he would get? I'm not. This guy's not dropping or nothing. No, it's just all right. This is fun for me. Just beating you up until you can't take it anymore.
Lace them up, just
excellent, man.
Lit them up like a Christmas tree. He can do that for days.
What time is it? I'm gonna give Tony a text and let him know I'm calling him in a couple of minutes, and then we'll talk to Tony. I don't know if he listened, but we'll talk about him, and then we'll bring up what's next for him, and we'll see. It's all good, man.
Yeah, I mean, I wonder what his options are going to be, because could he defend the belt? 16-5, getting a call could happen.
Yeah, or he could, but. I would imagine he wants to stay busy. You know what I mean?
He's clearly always wants to stay
busy.
He's
fighting. I mean, like we said, he had like 5 or 6 fights in 2018.
He's had 10 fights in 2 years. Yeah. Easy.
And he talked today online, like when people knew he was going to be on, someone asked him a question. He goes, he's got like 10 fights as an amateur too. Yeah. Something, so, and I think he's been fighting since only 2015.
Really?
I think.
He's got 21 fights in 3 years?
I think so.
There's no way.
I think so.
There's no
I'll have
way.
to try. Look that up on Tap Out.
No way.
All right, let me.
There's no way. I don't
Tony
think
Gravely.
that's possible.
How's it going, my friend?
Gravely.
What's up, Tony? Everyone's talking to Tony Gravely right now. Tony's online talking to everyone. That's awesome.
Really?
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna tell him I'm calling him now. So, yeah, let me look up his shit before I call him.
My goodness.
What are you looking up? Is it right? Am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah, 2000. Wrestlers, man. They just fight. They just keep fighting.
He had 2 fights in October of 2015, and 1 in November, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. He fought. He's like 8 times in 2016.
That's what I said. He's like
8.
He's like 40 years old in fight years.
It's 21 fights in 3 years.
And he finishes people. He goes to he finishes them and he goes to decisions.
Yeah,
so he has
a lot of quick ones, but yeah, he fights a lot. They're quick, but that's the 8 times in a year.
I told you.
Jesus.
That's a
I didn't know
man
that.
who loves to fight. All right, I'm gonna give him a call right now.
I feel like I should have known that when I called his fight.
Yeah, but I know. But he was going against Manny. You kind of forget about the opponent because.
No. I never like to think of that as the case. I like to.
What is it?
I try to call it as unbiased as possible. My only thing is, it's like if I've called your career.
Yeah.
Things just rattle off.
They're easier. Yeah.
And I take my notes, but it doesn't.
Exactly. You don't have a producer over there feeding you all like everything. You're going to look for it yourself.
I haven't sat cage side for 5 Tony Gravely fights, so I don't. It's just I don't know it that up close and personal. Yeah. It's all stuff I've read and watched in video.
But it's cool to learn more out of these kids.
Someone's career, it's just I kind of I try and do my best to study out of staters.
Yeah.
And
just like when I interview some of the guys from Case Titans, I have to go look them up and I know them from Facebook. But as far as their fighting and stuff, I know their records, but I don't know. Yeah. How they got that, if they have finishes.
You haven't watched every single one of their fights right in front of you.
All right, let me give Tony a call right now, and
That's incredible. 8 times.
It's unbelievable.
In 2016.
It's unbelievable.
And then he fought how many in 17?
I'm gonna give him a call. Let him tell us about himself.
Mr. Domenico.
What's up, champ? How are you?
I'm doing great. How you guys doing?
Excellent, man. Thank you for coming on so soon after a big win like that. I'm on with my co-host for the night, Andy, who was at your fight, who actually trains with a couple of the fighters that were on that same card and had big wins. Buddy, how you feeling, buddy? 5 days out from your big win there? How you feeling about this whole experience?
I'm feeling great. I mean, it's almost, I don't even know if it's quite sunk in yet. You know, it's just a big thing, you know. I'm just, I don't know, I'm just moving on about my business. So.
First time fighting for CES. You've been in New England before. You fought here once against one of our other guys here, Manny. How was your second trip to New England? Anything different? You fought for a different promotion, but how was New England in general? Say as great as last time?
It was great. I was telling everybody that I talked to, my wife, you know, my coach, that everybody, the hospitality was great. Like the promotion, everybody I met, you know, even Cody. You know, Cody was a great guy. Dennis was a great guy. Both of those fighters were just awesome people, you know. Before the fight, you know, I just right when they you know, gave me Cody as an opponent, right before we weighed in, he's like, "You guys looking for a place to eat? You know, got a nice place for you guys," and we actually went to that place to eat the next day. So it was good, a good experience.
Excellent. Yeah, there's a lot of places to eat around Providence and stuff, so that's cool, man.
I always love hearing when people say that I love hearing from out-of-staters that they love fighting for any promotion in New England. I always like seeing more out-of-staters come in. What's going on, Tony? Congratulations, champ. That was an awesome win. I was in the crowd that night. I was just looking up your Tapology, and Steve mentioned before that you only started fighting professionally in 2015, and you've had 21 fights in the 3-year span. I can't believe that. And you fought 8 times in 2016, and you've continued that activity. Is that something that's going to continue after this? Are you looking to jump right back in?
I hope so. I mean, I enjoy fighting. I fight because, you know, I originally started fighting, and I still fight because I enjoy fighting, you know. Even as a child, I used to get in trouble for fighting all the time, you know, at school and stuff. And I've always enjoyed fighting, you know. When I wrestled in high school, I would actually, I competed in my weight class and weight class above me just so I could get double the matches every weekend. So I've always loved competing, and I'll fight as much as I can as long as, you know, I stay healthy. And fortunately, I haven't been injured or anything, so I just continue to fight and improve. You know, fighting the amount of time that I've been fighting as a, you know, altogether is a short amount of time, but because I've had so many fights, it helped, you know, progress my skills. You know, the things that I learned in the cage are, you know, it's a lot more, worth a lot more than, you know, actual training.
Tony, a lot of fights this year. You won. This is your second belt. You won a belt back in September for King of the Cage. How does this belt feel compared to that belt? Because, you know, you won that belt. We got this CES belt. What's the difference between the two belts, if any? Let us know.
Well, actually, I have 3 belts. I won one last year. Last year was the very first belt I won for PA Cage Fight in Pennsylvania. That was my very first belt. And then I think it was September, I won King of the Cage belt. And that belt was really cool because, you know, I grew up watching King of the Cage when I was a child. So, you know, me and my dad would watch it together, and I'd tell him that was going to be me one day winning that belt. And to actually get to do that was like a really big emotional experience for me. And this belt also, I've watched, you know, before I even started fighting, I used to watch and record all of the active scene fights, and I'd see all the CES fights, and I told my wife, I was like, that's going to be me one day winning that belt. And, you know, here I am, I'll win the belt. So both of those belts, those are two of the, in my opinion, and I think most can agree that those are two of the biggest belts that you could have in the United States as far as on the level. So both of those belts are amazing to have, and it's just to get the opportunity to compete at such a high level, big stage for such prestigious belts is just a dream come true.
Excellent. Tony, you got a huge following just by, you know, when I mentioned that you were going to be on the show tonight, it kind of, Facebook was blowing up, and, you know, a lot of people were sharing stuff, man. You got a lot of people behind you as far as, you know, backing you, family, all that good stuff. How did it feel to actually, you know, come in here and, you know, take a title that New England was hoping that would stay here, but you came in and basically took it with ease with a 36-second finish, man. How did that feel to, you know, show your family and actually the big eyes out there in MMA, you know, UFC, all them guys, because they're looking. How did it feel to do it and do it with such ease?
Honestly, I don't even think I can put it into words, like how amazing it felt. You know, I've got so many people that from back home in Martinsville, Virginia, and then where I live now, I'm training in Christiansburg and Blacksburg. I've got people, you know, North Carolina. I've got people pretty much all over the United States. I've got some people in, you know, out west towards California, some people in Canada. I mean, I can't be more grateful for the amount of people that actually keep up with me. But it was to have those guys be able to watch that live, because a lot of them can't make it to the fights because I always have to travel. Virginia's not a big fighting state, so we don't have big promotions that, you know, I can just get a lot of exposure from. So that's why a lot of my fights are all over the place. You know, I fought all over, anywhere I can go, because I want to fight the best. So, but to get the opportunity to do that in front of, you know, everybody that was watching live, it was just amazing. And the amount of support that they showed me throughout, you know, my career and after this, I mean, it's crazy. It just, you know, and it's only going to get, you know, only going to grow more. So I'm excited about it. It's amazing.
Excellent. Tony, go ahead.
How tight was that armbar?
I mean, honestly, I get in that position a lot. I probably shouldn't get there, but I get there a lot. It wasn't very tight. He threw it really quick, though. It was really quick. I even contemplated taking him down because I wanted to stand more. So I was, you know, I body locked him and I slammed him. I was about to let him up, and as soon as I start coming up, he locked that thing up. It was quick. Yeah. It was really quick. So, you know, the first slam, looked at it. The second slam was good placement as far as his head on the canvas, and then it was the end.
Excellent. Tony, you know, talking online today, there was a question, and you answered it very well. When someone asked about, you know, as far as the slam, if it was illegal, I didn't hear any chatter about anyone saying anything about that slam being anything but a legal slam. Can you just explain what you said to that individual online who was asking that question as far as the commission and stuff?
Yeah, he asked about it. I told him that, you know, I've you know, in every rules meeting before a fight, they say if someone locks up a submission and you pick them up and you slam them, that's on them, because they have the opportunity to let go. You know, if you slam them and they keep that, you lift them off the mat, they keep that lock, they've got every opportunity to let go and not get slammed. But if they get slammed and they get knocked out, then that's on them. But if I were to like belly to back suplex somebody like a WWE move, like some kind of pile driver, and I land directly on their head.
There's no
that
spiking.
To me, that's illegal because they didn't have the opportunity
It's not
letting go and protecting themselves and stuff like that. So,
excellent. I wanted you just to clear that out, so that kind of puts that to bed. You know what I mean? So, Tony, you had this fight with Cody. You were supposed to take on Dennis Piver, one of our heroes here, who actually went, challenged for that same belt not too long ago against Andre Ewell, who's actually in the UFC now. What was your thought process when you found out? Because I found out the morning of weigh-ins, or probably 11 o'clock or so. When did you actually find out that your opponent dropped out and you might not have a fight?
I think that was about the same time I found out. My coach and I, we were warming up, getting some drills in right before, and he got a phone call that Dennis was out. I was just thinking, just find me somebody. I came up here to fight, and I came up here, for that belt. So, to me, it didn't matter who they put in front of me. I did that fight. It was a big opportunity, and I was willing to do whatever it took to bring that belt home. So, they gave me, luckily, they switched it up and was able to get him in there. And, fortunately, he took the fight, and, everything worked out.
Excellent. You got something for him? I'll talk to him forever over here.
Tony, you got options. You got options. It seems like. Are you looking to come back and defend the belt specific against? Would you give an opportunity to Piver? Kris Moutinho's name is in the mix. There's competition at CES.
Whatever comes first. Of course, I'm in this sport I want to be the best Tony Gravely that I can. I want to fight on the biggest stage. Of course, the UFC is the ultimate goal, and hopefully, that comes. But if that doesn't come for the next CES show, then I'll fight anybody they put in front of me.
Excellent. So, Tony, we were talking about UFC shows coming up. The next CES show is in January. You're pretty fresh. I mean, if the UFC comes calling, you could fight for them next week. But like you said, if you don't get a call up from the UFC by January, are you gonna fight defend that title sooner than later in January?
I'd love to. What's one good thing about title fights is that the way I look at it is not only do I have a belt, I look at it as I have more than likely have guaranteed fights now. They're going to give me somebody to fight, so it's almost like secure fights. So other than having the title as a bantamweight world champion, I also know that means that they're going to throw tough people at me, and they're going to throw people at me. Period. So that's what I look forward to. As far as being a champion. So whoever they put in front of me, I believe that I'm one of the best in the world. So it doesn't matter who they put in front of me. I feel like I'm better. I work hard. I work hard to be the best, and I believe I'm one of the best. One day I will be in the world.
Excellent. I think you're number one in the whole country in bantamweight. Is that correct?
I'm not sure, but that'd be cool.
I don't. I think at the regional level, out of like over 1,000 fighters in the United States, I think you're ranked number one.
Okay, I think last I checked, I was number 2, but I just might have bumped me up.
Yeah, maybe.
So that's awesome.
I better call Tapology right now and make sure to make them throw. Hey, Tony, 1 or 2 out of maybe 1,300 fighters in United States ain't too bad, man. UFC is definitely looking down on you, and not to mention the last 2 title holders that have that same title for CES you're holding. Both are in the UFC right now, so the chances of you getting in the UFC, even if you have to defend that title once, are pretty high, man. So I love it, man. You're a gentleman. Met you at weigh-ins, and just everything you went through to actually win that belt, man. Kudos to you, brother. You put on a great show. It was a little too quick for us. We wanted to see more of Tony, but it is what it is. you silenced the crowd, and you definitely left a memory in our minds. That's for sure.
Well, thank you, man. I'm glad of it. It's always good to get up, you know. That's the best way to do it, I guess. You get in there, you get out, no injuries. That's the perfect way to do it.
In and out, real
so
quick.
I'm happy everything worked out the way it did.
Awesome. You got anything left for him?
No, it's good. Thanks for calling in, Tony. Good chatting, and hopefully see you fighting in New England again soon.
No problem at all. Thank you guys for having me. Like I said, I'm not from New England, so I don't think I have any kind of fan base up there.
Yeah,
so
well, I was talking with with Manny Bermudez before your fight, and I called your fight against him when he came up and fought for Cage Titans. And when I was talking with him, he was like, "Oh, listen, I know I got him quick in that triangle, but when he threw me, I was like, whoa, this kid is a wrestler."
hey, Tony, now that he brings out Manny, I saw you speaking to Manny for a while after your win along Cage side. Can you care to tell us a little bit what you chatted about with Manny?
Yes, sir. Manny's awesome, dude. Actually, he's one of the people that I keep up with as far as Facebook and Instagram and stuff. He's a really cool guy. So afterwards we talked about his career in the UFC, and we talked about me hoping to be next. And he like, yeah, you're gonna love it. It's awesome. So he was very supportive, very nice. He seemed he was kind of giving me the ropes to what the UFC's like. So
excellent.
He's a great guy.
Yeah, excellent, dude. Last thing, Tony, shout outs, thank yous you want to say to everyone, sponsors, anything good like that, and we'll let you get on your way and enjoy that win for a while longer before you got to come back and defend it.
Thank you guys for having me on. Like I said, it means a lot to get exposure up north, and you guys are being supportive of me. It means a lot. I want to thank my wife. She is a big driving force. When she supports me, she allows me to do this, which obviously I fight full time. So she's almost like my sponsor. So she pays for a lot of things because I don't make a ton of money fighting until I make what I project to make. But my coaches, my teammates at Tech MMA, my parents, my family, everybody that on Facebook, Instagram, all social media, everybody that's watching this, all the people that really support me, everybody that wants to fight, that keeps on with me. They're people that I don't even know, that never met personally. They message me all the time, and they've been keeping up with me. So everybody, pretty much everybody that supports me, all the fans that cheer for me in Rhode Island, everybody, it's the biggest, the reason why fighters are able to do what they do and get paid to do what they do is because of the fans and the spectators. So thank you to everybody that keeps up and enjoys fighting.
Excellent, Tony. Tony, thank you very much for coming on. I'll be speaking to you as soon as I hear some chatter about you coming back here. I'll be hunting you down to get an interview with you about who's your next matchup.
All right, that sounds great. I'm looking forward to it.
All right, my man. Stay tuned to Regional Fight Sports, because we're always interviewing these fighters around here, and you might be matching up with one of them down the line, so you might want to look out and check them out a little bit here and there.
Yes, sir. Sounds good to me.
All right, brother. You have a good night, and thanks so much for coming on.
Thank y'all so much. Y'all have a good night.
All right, take care.
Take care.
Awesome. He's a good dude, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And he's a beast. That's just the fight rate that he fights at, it's uncanny. And, if he fights Kris, that's a fun fight.
It is. It is a fun fight.
I'm hoping for, because, I got to root against him if he fights Kris, but he's a great dude.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolute stud. And he's articulate, and he's just passionate about fighting and just wants to stay active. He's just a good representative of the sport all around.
To have that many fights and be, I'm sure he had bumps and bruises and minor injuries,
absolutely.
but to not get a major setback, it just goes to show you how his body is just built like a machine, and he's doing things right, and he's got a happy wife. I don't know if he has any kids, but it seems like everything's going good for the kids. So great, man, great. And if the UFC grabs him before he gets to defend that title, that's another one of we can claim him. One of our New England champions is in the UFC. Yeah, he passed through
New England.
Yeah, some eyes were our New England eyes, and what Access TV gets out there, got him noticed. So good. So we got. I gotta wait for Johnny, Mr. Nice Guy, because I don't have his phone number. He was gonna call Johnny, Mr. Nice Guy. If you are out there, you can call me at any time. And I'll message him on No Kids Before UFC. Tony Gravely. Awesome. Thanks a lot, Tony. That's awesome.
That's hysterical.
That's great. I love it.
That
so
is
you'll
hilarious.
be Kris Mouinho's back on. Awesome. All right, I gotta message Johnny, Mr. Nice Guy, and let him know to give me a call. Jared Kelly laughing. Gave him, all right.
No Kids Before.
That's so funny. He heard us like immediately. It's awesome.
No, but seriously, he looked spectacular. That armbar got slapped on so quick, and I was like, whoa!
Yeah.
I was like, this kid's one of the best in the country. He's going to come to New England and get subbed, and then he just
just like that. I was like, oh my god! And then that first slam, I was like, oh my god.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? I was like, oh wow.
Perfect slam.
Yeah.
Perfect textbook.
2 of them, by the way. Holy cow! And Johnny, who's coming on, it was last minute. Like, he texted me at like 2:00 in the afternoon, and he said, "Oh, I could come on." I was like, so I had to like throw some stuff together because I already had everyone else's video and stuff in there. But I recorded just like a couple of endings, but I didn't record any of Johnny's fight. But I did steal some pictures from Will Paul. Tonight I'm using Will Paul's photos. He is CES's main photo guy there. Does a lot of football too, and baseball. He's all over the place. I'm using Jared Kelly from Fightbook. Jared Kelly, thank you so much for taking them awesome pictures at CES. And I'm also, I think there was 1 or 2 photos in there of Travis Lazat from Western Mass MMA. I stole all of your photos today, okay? You guys are famous with the 20 people that are watching. Everybody left after Tony left. No, I'm like, it was like the Gotti fight at CES. Yeah. Did that place like a third of it just like right to the bar and right to the tables? Gone. It's gambling time.
I felt like I was in an episode of The Sopranos.
Yeah, I can imagine. I felt safe at the media table. Oh, I did.
I felt safe, but when the fight started, once Gotti walked out, they all stood up and really got into it. It was all right. I'm gonna buy a Gotti shirt and wear it now. Just in case something doesn't go right.
I'm gonna wear that Gotti shirt now. Speaking of shirts, if Alexandra, the great Alexandra Ballou, is watching, your shirt is going out tomorrow. I've ordered to her for like a month. She fought at Bellator. She fights out of Ascension Martial Arts.
All right,
Matt Bissett and Jeff Haddad. So I interviewed her, and I was supposed to get her a shirt, and I gave it to everyone but her. Thank you very much, Tony, for coming on. You had a ton of people watching you, brother. Ton of people. Love you, man. They love the new champ. Now waiting for John. I bet you, I will love if he calls exactly 9:40. That's our last call. Johnny, he calls in. We talk to him about his win, about what's next for him. Let's talk about that 125 division.
Well, I mean, it's now no longer a street take at the UFC.
Yeah. What happened? That was news today, right? Or yesterday? Yeah. What happened? You know something?
I don't know anything. I just scrolled by a Facebook post while I was taking a dump earlier today, and it was there. And I was like, oh, they're getting rid of it. It's like, yeah. I was like, whoa, they're getting rid of the division. Demetrius Johnson left, and that's why he left, I would imagine. He probably got wind that they weren't even going to
he had to have an inside
decision.
So he basically got or a contract before. Well, they probably knew anyway.
They probably let him know. 'Cause
Yeah.
He was probably like, I'm going to
But he
take
got a
some time off, and then I'm
contract,
going to
yeah.
rubber match Cejudo in 2019, and they were like, actually, in
unless you're
2019,
rubber matching him at bantamweight,
Yeah,
you're not on this one. That's for sure. So, come on, Johnny. So, 125 division, we got Richie, San Diego, who,
Who's the champ at 125?
There is none.
There isn't one.
There is no champ at 125. So we got Richie, drum roll please, who, is got to be on the top of the list.
Absolutely.
Then,
Wouldn't he be?
I don't know. He wouldn't be. He would definitely be. So, and then we got, here's the thing. We got Johnny Mr. Nice Guy, who's got 9 out of 10 wins as a flyweight. But what about Carlos Candelario? What's going on with that guy?
I have no idea.
What's going on with Carlos? We could talk to Johnny, but I think Johnny would probably want, a title shot before. He'd be like, well, I want one too. But Johnny is the reality champion.
Yeah.
So he could fight for reality in January. I'm just wondering who, I don't know when Richie's thinking of coming back, but I would imagine they're going to put the title on the line when he does come back. You know what I mean? I don't know if he's coming back in January. I think they have another card in April. So, hey!
40.
Isn't that awesome? Johnny, Mr. Nice Guy?
Yo, what's up, Steve?
He's smiling. Look, he's always smiling, man. How you doing, buddy?
Life is good, bro.
How's everything, man? We're a few days out of a big win, brother. How you feeling? What's going on?
Feeling good, man. Right back to practice. I actually got a tournament coming up this weekend. I'm competing in the Zapatero Team BJJ tournament, and that's going to be I'm on Matt Bassett's team for Ascension Athletics.
Nice. How many people on the team?
We got 5 guys.
Is Matt one of those guys?
No, he'll be coaching us.
Oh, nice. I know Jeff was getting ready for something, but that's something big.
So that's the one.
Really?
It's me. Yep, it's me, Jeff Haddad, Dave DeRoe, Dan Mina, and we got Mike Montgomery, and that makes our 5-man team.
That's Dave. Dave's not fighting the Stapleton kid, is he? That's something else.
That's something else that he's got lined up.
He's got that lined up too in a jiu-jitsu match. So man, you're going in. So how many camps? How many gyms fighting in this tourney or whatever?
I think it's 7.
Awesome, man. Oh, so you're staying busy, bro.
Oh yeah, man. I got some stuff lined up, man.
Well, you put on you had a lot of jiu-jitsu fun in that cage on Friday night, man. How you feeling? How you feeling about that fight? It was fun to watch, man. You guys were flipping and flopping and doing all nice and crazy things in there.
Yeah, man. He's a strong, tough wrestler. So, yeah, I had to use a bunch of jiu-jitsu counters to try to get a good position on him.
So how you feeling about that fight, Johnny? You went in there and you basically dominated an undefeated kid. And, I interviewed you a couple of weeks before the fight. And, you said there was going to be a lot of eyes on both of you in there, man. How you feeling about the outcome and how you feeling about them eyes on you now?
Dude, that was exactly what I was training so hard for. That's what I expected to happen. So I wasn't surprised really too much, but I'm looking forward to, like you said, what it leads to now, like what new bigger opportunities in the future. So we'll see, man. I'm trying to fight. I think I'm on the reality fighting card in January. I think it's January 5th. So I might be defending my title over there.
Excellent. And we did talk about that before you came on. I said, well, Johnny holds the title for reality, and you could be, you could afford at CES, but I would imagine you would defend your title at reality, since basically that's basically your home. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. I think this would be my last one probably with them. If we could find an interesting matchup, I like, then I'm down to fight this one. I think that will be my last one, and then I'll try to stay exclusively with probably CES or I'm always down to fight for Bellator or something too. Like, let's see what's out there.
Excellent, man. You got something for before I ask him for like 20 more questions?
No, just congrats on the win. Ricci's a tough kid, undefeated. You took his O away from him. This is Andy Kurzankowski, commentator for Cage Titans, by the way. And but yeah, just congratulations on that. I was watching in the crowd.
Dude, I really appreciate it, man.
Hey, now Johnny, you talked about that that 125, the reality defendant. If they could find you a good matchup there. Are you looking for a guy in New England to kind of put your name on the top there, to kind of put your name in the lineup for that, maybe that title shot for CES down the line?
I mean, I'm not a matchmaker or anything like that, but when I look at, some of the roster and stuff, I'd like the matchup with probably me and Santiago. I think would make a real good matchup, and that'd be a good title fight if they want to make a title fight, or if they want to, have that be, contendership or something. I think that's a good matchup. I'd like the rematch with Remo.
From your Bellator fight with him?
Yep. That's my only loss in like my last 10 fights, or 9 or 10 fights. So
yeah, you got nine wins out of 10 right now. So you're definitely in the line. We talked about kind of matchups here, and I'm not sure Richie's going to be fighting in January. He might be taking up until I think maybe April. We'll have to talk to him down the line, but this might line up great for you two guys down the line if this is the way CES decides to go. I mean, you could fight in January and then be ready to fight again in around April. I think their next card is.
Yeah, and I'm down for that too.
Excellent, man. So we'll have to talk to Richie. I mean, it has nothing to do with me and Andy over here saying anything, but I'm sure Richie definitely is in the hunt for that title, as we just talked about. And I mean, you're on top of the list. I did bring up, your training partner, your friend Carlos, but I think Carlos still has something planned in the UFC when he's 100% ready to get in there. I have no idea.
I think so too. I think if he fights for CES again, I think Dana White, and then they should be in the crowd with looking for a fight. They should go there, see him, and I'm sure Carlos is going to impress them, and he should get a contract for sure. Yeah,
he earned it. I mean, from that last fight, he got injured, but he put on a show and he took out an amazing fighter. So.
Hell yeah! So I was surprised to see they didn't give him a look. I think they expected that fight to go a different way, but I knew that was stylistically a bad matchup for I forget the guy's name, but his opponent. I knew that was bad. That was a bad matchup for him. Carlos, I would have put money on Carlos winning that fight. Excellent.
Well, Johnny, you go to CES and you're not alone. You got two other training partners in there. You got your cousin Justin Valentin making his pro debut, and you got a beast, and you got Parker Porter going in there fighting Keith Bell. Man, two training partners. How'd it feel to have Underdog represent so well in CES, where one of your coaches, Matt Bissett, was a champion?
I mean, I was excited for the opportunity for us to show how good the school is. The lineage of where, like Matt, everybody sees Matt and he's blowing up and stuff, but like he trains with good guys all the time too, and we're deep, especially with like the 45-pound class and under. We have tons of guys, good guys, and you could just see it. Like Justin dominated his fight quick. I was able to win unanimous decision. And even Parker, he got DQ'd, but dude had the guy rocked, has the guy on the ground, it's just rain, blows on the guy, and a couple slipped off and hit him in the in the wrong spot, and the guy says he can't continue. It's tough to tough pill to swallow, but to me, I felt like we went 3-0 that night.
Yeah, we talked. I saw you at somewhere in the casino at some little pizza place that you guys are unwinding with the team and stuff. And Parker didn't get the win, but he definitely deserved it. He was putting I like and love Keith Bell. He's a great guy. But yeah, Parker had him in a bad spot, and like you said, he's raining down them blows. And we had Kevin in there, Kevin McDonald in there doing the reffing, and he's one of the top guys there. Oh, yeah. And he's seen a couple things that maybe we didn't see from our point of view. So I haven't heard.
I think for Kevin, he had to call it that way because he gave him a warning, and then he felt like one more hit the back of the head, so he separates them, which is usually typical. And then he goes to Keith and asks him how he feels and if he can continue. And then I think that's when he was like, nah, that he couldn't keep going. So the rules are the rules. And I think at that point they said half of the fight hadn't gone by yet. So if it ends with an illegal blow, then Parker loses.
Yeah, and it just tough on Parker. What's his outlook right now? I mean, he had a short fight. He put a hurting on his opponent. What's his outlook? Is he trying to get back in there, or is it just too early to tell what he's thinking?
I know he was frustrated with the outcome, but he knows that he fought well. So I wouldn't be surprised to see him, jump right back on the horse and get back in there.
A little spill of the beans right now. I saw your cousin Justin mentioned today that he put a little tease out there. How would you like to see this guy fight in January for reality? You know anything about that? Bean dropper right there?
Yeah, I'm trying to, I know myself being, I'm trying to get on that card. I want him on the card too. To have my little cousin fighting on the same card with me, that was a great experience, and I'm trying to have that happen as many times as possible. He's the future of the flyweight division, man. That kid's unbelievable. He's the truth. So to me, I'm just trying to find a few cards with him until I retire, and then that's it. I'm going to see that kid blow up.
Yeah, you're going to hand the belt off to him if you get that shot.
Real. I'm going to just hand it off. I don't even want to fight him.
I mean, this last fight for reality, he had a quick knockout of a pretty damn good fighter, right?
Oh yeah, man. The kid's got some heavy hands. Yeah. He's a great submission artist, man. He's dangerous everywhere.
I know I talked to him. He's only expecting to fight a couple of times in 2019 because he's planning on getting married and all that good stuff.
Yeah, he's got some big plans.
Yeah, so, 2 of them fights will count. He can go kick ass in reality and maybe come back for CES for his, his last fight for the year before he gets married or so in April.
I would definitely see him do that because he told me that he wanted to get on another CS card too before he takes a little break.
Excellent. At weigh-ins, Jimmy Birchfield was, I was hanging out with him, and I said to Jimmy when Justin went up the weigh-in, I said, watch out for this kid. I said, and he goes, Jimmy doesn't know all the fighters, he knows them by name and just by hearsay, especially the debuters, and I just said to Jimmy, watch out for this kid right here. And Jimmy goes,
that's good money. You bet on him, that's easy money.
Yeah. And he made it look easy. I knew it, and that last fight that Pyers had, the card or two before that, the kid throws hands in there. He had Justin in a little, tried for a guillotine in the but I knew he was gonna pop out of that. And
yeah, that dude is scrap. That kid was scrappy and a good, you could tell an athlete, it's gonna be hard to hold a kid like that down on the ground. But shit, Justin took him down. He tapped the guard, and he was just heavy on. His jiu-jitsu was, about pressure passing.
Excellent. Yeah, he's a great looking athlete, Justin. Good for him, man. Good for the whole team. So the next thing for you, brother, is reality, or probably 90% reality if they get you a good matchup.
Yeah, I would say we have 90%. I'll be there.
Excellent, my man. Well, I look forward to everything happening for you, for the team. You got that big event coming the big jiu-jitsu event. Lots of stuff.
This Saturday.
Yeah, lots of stuff going on with that whole team. Lots of fighters. I mean, you know, at Ascension they got fighters all over. You got Alexandra doing things in Bellator. You got other up and comers. Man, you guys got a whole army over there.
Yeah, I mean, Underdog and Ascension, at both of them, like, just those two schools, if I, you know, get both of I get my training at both spots, like, I get more than enough work for a fight. But I've also been going to Jiu-Jitsu Strength Academy in Cromwell. I'll go and I'll train with the Beast over there, too. So I get a lot of different looks, and, you know, I'm blessed to have these people around me.
Excellent, my man. Hey, dude, last question. I was going to make it into a trivia question, but I'm not going to. Was your first fight, your first pro fight, was that against the Michael Polver from Cage Titans?
Okay, my first fight, this was not a pro fight, it was an AMI fight. We had the slip-on shin guards and all that. That's how fucking AMI and old school it was. It was at Plymouth Memorial Hall, and yes, my first fight was with Mike Polver.
Amateur
fight.
I knew you fought. I don't remember Mike's fight career. That was long before my time. I wasn't paying attention. If I didn't watch it live, I don't know it. But I knew you two fought. I just didn't know if it was his first pro or his first amateur fight.
Johnny, I had no idea. Like, you know, I'm only looking at your pro record and your last few fights. You know what I mean? Because I kind of know you by now. I don't look at the AMI, but I said, let me go back to see how long you know, Johnny's been fighting. You know what I mean? And I'm like, Mike Polver. Where the hell did that come from?
And you're talking like 2011.
Yeah.
2012, something like that. Ancient.
It's a whole nother world now, huh?
Yeah, and that motherfucker took a split decision from me, man.
Yeah, that's what I said.
He didn't catch you in his guillotine?
Motherfucker, man.
He didn't catch you in the guillotine.
Hey, maybe we can. Maybe we can match a friendly sparring thing down the line, but.
Yeah, man, that'd be awesome.
I'll have to talk to him about it.
Yeah, we'll have to talk to Mike about that because I've never heard him mention. Did you actually fight for Cage Titans at one time? Like 1 or 2 fights?
No, I've never actually fought for them, so that maybe we could discuss a few things.
All right, there you go, Mike Polver. Well, Andy will relay that to him. Maybe we can have that would be awesome if you fought in his cage down the line. That would be great.
I'm not here to steal anybody from any organization, but I'm all ears.
Johnny fights for a few people.
I would love to call it Johnny Lopez.
That's awesome.
Johnny missed the nice ball.
Awesome, Johnny. Well, Johnny, thank you so much for coming on. I couldn't fit Justin on, but I'm going to get a word with him, especially if he's got a fight coming up. I want another, you know, I'm going to get his take on his fight and all that good stuff, man. But,
yeah, man. I know he'll give you a call in a heartbeat. Man.
Yeah,
let him know.
Definitely. Thank you so much for coming on, Johnny. I'll be down. I'll be down on the door. You'll be seeing me again, interviewing some of them new up-and-comers and some of the vets, too.
Yeah, don't forget the little people, man. We got the little guys over there.
Can't forget them like the UFC.
Yeah, we love the little guys. But, Johnny, I'm going to let you go. Any last word you want to say before I let you go?
Nah, man, I'm good. I appreciate you guys at least showing love, letting us network a little bit. So I appreciate all that. And if anything, guys, try to look online, see if you could check out for the Zapatero team tournament this Saturday. Try to root on all the New England teams. There's a couple from outside the state, so I don't know. Check it out. It might be on Flow Grappling or something like that.
Excellent, Johnny. Well, always a pleasure talking to you, buddy. I don't think you took the smile off your face this whole talk,
no,
man.
Life is good, like I said.
All right, man. Congratulations. You know, if I don't see you in the next, before Thanksgiving, have a great holidays with the family, bro.
Okay, man. Thank you so much.
All right, man. Congratulations. Take care.
Right. Talk to you soon, Steve. All right. See you.
Oh,
all right, man.
Pretty cool. Yeah. I
So
don't think I've ever met Johnny in person. If I did, I was either drunk or
somewhere.
But I've seen a handful of his fights. He's always been a top tier guy, so it was good to
just technical,
chat him up a bit,
that technical jiu-jitsu, man. Just
and he
good.
looked fantastic against Richie. So
I think he actually landed a great head kick against. I meant to ask him about that, but I did say that to him when he was eating later on that night when I seen him. I said, "We even landed a head kick on the guy." So good for him. Great show. We're just about done, man.
Yeah.
So we had 3 great guests on. We Tony Gravely. We had the CES champion on. We had Kris.
Yeah.
Maybe challenging for that belt. We got Johnny, maybe challenging for a belt against. You got a couple of teammates that might be going
BST it's top tier. I mean, we've got guys. We've got the best little guys. I'm sorry. I mean, we've got the best little guys between Mutino, Lugo, and Santiago, and we've got young kids coming up. We've got a kid fighting in the smoker this weekend. It's just the talent throughout the whole gym. It's amateur and pro.
It's you guys training together, keeping it together as a family, and just making each other better, man.
Yeah,
and you guys all hang out. You're all friends, man.
It might be a small gym, but it's straight killers.
Excellent. Next week, I think I have Jose and Taylor in here.
Oh, nice.
I think.
Nice.
It's up to them. I know I talked to Julio, and he goes, "Oh yeah, Taylor's coming home now, in a couple of days."
So next week, that'd be fight week.
Yes. So she said, yeah, but she's come on before.
All right.
It's up to them. I'm all ears. Come on in.
Yeah, I can't wait to make that trip up to Portland, Maine, and go support them. I got Friday off.
Oh, so you are going?
Oh hell yeah.
See, here's my thing. There's that. There's the one Calvin Cade is there, Combat Zone, and then there's a smoker in Providence with all the up and comers. But I talked to Matt Peterson from Neff, and I told him I was going to go to that one. But how long of a ride is that? Did you?
Portland?
Yeah.
I've been to Portland before, so from where I'm at, it's about 2 hours. So about
2 hours. Oh, that's not bad.
2.5 for you.
Because I went to Bangor. It took me 6
Bangor's way
6
up
hours to drive up there.
Bangor's not a Bangor. You need to make a trip.
I could do 3. I could do a 3.5 hour ride.
Fine. You'd be fine in Portland. Portland's on the coast. You just take 95 all the way up, and you can skip off.
Good. Well, if Taylor and Jose come on next week, they can coax me into going definitely 100%. But
yeah, Bangor was like Stephen King territory.
Holy dude! I lost internet for an hour and a half driving through there. I'm like, now I just need to see a moose, and then I'm all set.
Canada. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Really
I said I should have took my passport. I could have went and hung out in Canada.
Nobody goes to freaking Bangor, Maine.
With that said, great show, Ian.
Yeah, thanks for having me on.
Thanks for coming out.
Yeah,
I would have been
absolutely.
flying solo, man.
Yeah.
It's hard to talk by yourself for an hour and a half. You know what I mean? It's tough.
That's why I love co-hosting with
Yeah.
Mike. We feed off each other, and I love just catching up with him before the show, after the show, and we're always talking about matchups all the time. And then whenever our guest comes on, it's just we try
and
make
not
it as
only you're
casual
never
as
alone
possible.
because you got 40 people there. You guys get a lot of people. I mean, he's a promotional owner and it's the fighters and everyone else, but you guys get a lot of people involved watching that stuff. So it's great.
Yeah, I know. There's always people commenting. I mean, you don't have Zach Searle watching you all the time.
Yeah, I didn't see him at all tonight. He hates my gut. He calls me what's he call me? The C League as far as podcasts.
Listen.
I think he's afraid to come on here.
No, Searle's a good kid. He's
a good guy.
I mean, here I am sitting in another podcast. He wasn't even freaking trolling. I'm talking about Zach Searle. The kid just the internet troll.
Isn't it real?
The internet trollness of him it's real. But
no one kills him.
Well, you see him in person. He's got a shit-eating grins. Like, yeah, I'm here, but no one knows.
Yeah. It's good though. Hey, as far as me, because people think I'm
silent
friends. They message me new people like Bruce Boyington, fighters like that, because gloves are off. on anyone. Surely he'll ruin anyone's day. But they'll message me.
Except
Who's
Chris.
this kid?
He won't.
I'm like,
he won't with Kris Mouinho.
oh, is that right? Did something happen with that? Or Chris will just fucking spelt him.
If Chris said something, I'm sorry, Chris. I'm sorry, Chris.
Is that right? I love
Chris
it.
Chris has that kind
Chris
of stare.
like, well, that
just scream
at the
where he,
friggin' at
like,
the weigh-ins, Kris Mouinho, like
Yeah.
the way he just looked at.
Yeah,
He looked at it and at his opponent, and when after like, it was funny because I almost captioned it. I almost like did a gif with it and captioned it. When his opponent walked off the stage away from Chris, he just looked back at him like, what the fuck was that?
Chris
You know what I
is a
mean?
man possessed when he wants to be. It's intimidating. Chris intimidates the hell out of me. He's such a beast. But yeah, thanks for having me on. Glad
Definitely.
And again, thanks for stopping by Table Titans
Definitely,
on Monday.
man.
It was
You
good
know,
to have you.
hey, anytime you guys, if you're looking for no one's coming
Last
on.
minute guest.
Last minute. It's Monday. I can run up there. You know what
absolutely.
I mean? Anytime.
You're on the list then for
Right.
sure because it's happened a couple times. I mean, I'm sure you know. It's like you've been involved where it's someone's coming on, and then all of a sudden it's like last
Canceled.
minute something happens. It's like and then scrapping for a last
Yeah.
minute replacement. It's,
And then you got to kind of like regroup your whole brain. All right, I was going to talk about this here.
I see. No, I don't really have put too much thought into it. I think you put way more thought into your podcast than I do.
Because you know why? Because I
show
put
up and
edits in there, and I'm like, shit, I got to take all them
Yeah,
edits
yeah.
out now.
But
They're
like,
not
you have
coming.
notes, and I'm just like, let's just talk. Let's talk about
I
pizza.
forget. You
It's
can
like,
remember. I know.
Yeah.
I got
It's
to
not even a
remember.
memory thing. It's like when we have an actual guest on, it's like we can only talk about fight. If we're on for an hour and a half, we can only talk about you and your fight.
And
for
it's
so
also because you're a
long.
great
It's good to
fan.
know you.
It's like you're getting to know him, and it's just like it flows.
Oh, I love being a fan. I'm a fan first. That's why I love being involved because I'm such a fan of just anything fight related. I love watching fights. That's it. I love it. I've even competed in it a couple of times.
Yeah,
You called
doing
one
great.
of them.
I know. Fucking, you got a million views over there too. Everyone in friggin' Plymouth and everyone was tuning in, so it was great.
Yeah, man, that was cool. That's why I was hoping Ty was going to be here. I called one of his lion fights.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
We call lion fights now.
His comeback fight.
Yeah.
He won, yeah. He might have another one in him down the line.
Yeah.
He just ran a marathon Saturday.
He's a crazy.
Fucking New
He's
York
a
City
madman.
marathon. I'm like, what the hell is going on with
Yeah,
him?
he's a madman. The few times I've talked with him, it's like good people.
Great guy.
Yeah,
great guy
absolutely.
too. Take the shirt off his back for you too.
Yeah.
So with that said, Andy, plugs, shout outs, thank yous to anyone out there before you go. And
I guess I've never given a plug really ever, but yeah, tune in. Table Titans Monday nights every time. Not next week, but we're taking 1 week off. But Monday nights live from Coops in Quincy, Massachusetts. Me and Mike Bovair and whoever we decide from the Cage Titans community. Cage Titans next event January 26, 2019. You don't know what the matchups are going to be. Just keep tuning into Table Titans to find out news on that as it goes on. And then, Kris Mouinho, Rich Santiago. Keep those names fresh. Shout out to Jose Lugo fighting next week up in Neff, that's it. And
Taylor Thompson up
Taylor
there.
Thompson as well. Yeah, Team BST, we're taking over. Best gym in New England. I am just saying it right now.
Excellent. And
BST.
for
remember,
people who want to learn more about Cage Titans, and Andy's part in there and Richie's part in there, go to Cage Titans on Facebook or CageTitans.com.
Just Cage Titans on Facebook,
Yeah.
Cage Titans Instagram, Cage Titans Snapchat, Cage Titans Twitter. Just follow social media. Yeah.
And as I've always said,
he doesn't get the Cage Titans beans.
No, I don't.
You gotta get the Cage Titans beans.
Yeah, the beans
for
are
me.
he owns the beans over there.
He tries getting beans from me. He doesn't get any beans.
He throws me a couple of beans, but they're not important. They're throwing me off on the beans. They're decoy beans he throws me. So, but I just check out Andy and all them. As I said to Andy and Mike Pulver so many times, my favorite promotion to go see fights at.
Appreciate it.
Just the atmosphere, and now even after Monday, I feel even better to go to one and just like everything going. So with that said, thank you again for coming on. We'll be talking. I might be seeing you in another week or so at NEF. So with that said, thanks for coming on. We out of here. Next week,
Cheers, everyone.
8:30, same time, same bad channel. See ya.
Way cool.
Man.
That was a good show.
Senior media guy.
On the roof all fucking day.